Syracuse football is heavy in the transfer portal to make things right. They just out and got Gary Bryant from South Dakota, a linebacker, very productive, shows good speed, and should fill in the position of need at linebacker when we only have two real qualified guys that have experience. Well, I shouldn't say qualified, but guys that have experience. And that's Sparrows and McDonald's. And we need more depth because all the other guys are very young. So we went out and got Gary Bryant. And next we have Steve Angeli, the quarterback from Notre Dame, who shows promise and will seem like he will compete with Ricky Collins for the starting job at quarterback. That's Steve Angeli, a Notre Dame quarterback who can run, has great size, and is very active at quarterback and sees the open guy and sees the whole field. A quick scanner, and he can run both. He's a dual threat and a passer. So we are looking forward to see what Steve Angeli brings to the table, since he didn't get a chance at Notre Dame, but shows the skill set to run a team, as he came against Penn State and took them down and won the drive with a touchdown. Steve Angeli fighting for a position at quarterback with Ricky Collins. And next up, we have George Rooks, a guy to replace Murad Watson, a guy who left to go to Texas. And George Rooks is a legacy commit. His father played, if I'm correct, in the Donovan McNabb era, a linebacker, hybrid type. A D tackle for the Syracuse Orangemen in the past. And now we get his son, who looked like he's going to be a much better player than his dad. And he fills the stat sheet just like Murad Watson did. So that's a replacement for Murad. And now we have Cam Pringle, a offensive lineman from South Carolina. So we have to wait to see what he produces on the field. But he was one of the highest players in the transfer portal at offensive lineman. So that is definitely a steal. And we have Austin Collins to come in to help him out on the offensive line. A Louisville 2-year starter is transitioning to Syracuse to a new start, and hopefully he can help the team get us to where we need to be. And now we have David Reese, a Cal hybrid guy who plays DN and linebacker, shows very good speed and is very tenacious. And maybe he's going to be the other linebacker because we need depth at linebacker. So he and him and Gary Bryant Jr. definitely can fill a need at that position and create depth. And they both are proven players on a collegiate level. So that is a good thing. And we have a kicker in Trip Whitty. Definitely need a kicker because we've been having punts being blocked and just missing punts. Missing field goals. So we definitely need to fill that position. And we have Fran Brown Jr., the coach's son, who transferred in and also is a linebacker coming in to fill a need and create depth in that position. And we have Chris Thomas, a Marshall guy who's coming in and fills the same stats as Murad Watson in tackles for a loss and sacks. So we definitely fill that position. We have two guys to fill in with the other guys that are already on the roster. So that's improving the defense, but the secondary is still a little bit scary. And now we have Nyquil Bertrand, the Alabama commit, who is fighting for time with the new guys and the old guys. He had a couple of games where he played in Alabama, was never a starter though, but that's okay. Fran Brown has a way of pushing players to bring out their greatness, and we just have to wait to see how this guy pans out. Tyshawn Russell, another South Carolina guy, a speedster guy who can also fill in the position for Trevor Pena at the slot position. And that is definitely needed. And we're not done there yet because we're going out. And that's Jonte Cook, who has said in a couple of days will definitely sign with Syracuse. And that's a position that is needed. And that rounds out the transfer guys who I think will add a lot of benefits for the team because we need those positions filled, especially in depth. And each player brings its own skill set, and they're going out to get different kind of guys to fill positions in different need and different schemes that will be thrown at us from the offensive side. So they're going out get guys who are ready to play and come in and automatically step in and fill positions. Creating the next man up mentality is a good thing. And this is why I like Fran Brown, because he's filling all the needs for the team. And all around before, we didn't have those guys because we didn't have the guys who could go out and get these type of players to fill these positions. We were getting fill-ins, sorry to say, but that's just the truth. Now we're building up to a level to compete for national championships. And we just have to think Fran Brown and be patient because it is a process. And next year, we have a very tough schedule. But I think with Fran Brown and mentality he's creating the player, I definitely think we can overcome it. But until the next time, guys, Talk It Sports, we're out.